wasn't too long ago that Dr. Vijay Mallya, an avid Formula One fan, had a dream to own a Formula One team and make F1 a leading sport in India. Like all of his dreams, this one too came true. The world saw the birth of Force India in 2008, and in 2009, like a phoenix, Force India rose. This is the story of Force India Season 2009, which will go down in history as the turning point for India's first Formula One team. These speed machines blazing the tracks. The new face, the new colors, the new avatar of Force India.
Well, the first season was really a learning experience. We inherited what was the old Spiker Formula One team. There was not very much change that could be brought in mid-season. We had to live with what we inherited, improve upon it, and then decide, our entire strategy for 2009. So I'd say that 2008 was our first season in Formula One, going up the learning curve. We learned some happy lessons, some not so happy lessons. But all in all, I think we showed that we had the grit and determination to improve, which we did.
The car, launched on the 1st of March 2009. Along with the new technical advancements, the car sported a new classy look. Adorning the Indian tricolour, the car has a new identity and a new vision. The Force India team thinks the colours best describe the team's values. The saffron stands for courage, and green, symbolising faith and chivalry. The colours of the new car were just the beginning. Scratch the surface, and that's where the real story is.
Force India Formula One car was actually designed and built in 120 days flat because of the late signing of the agreement with McLaren Mercedes last year. That's something that's unheard of in Formula One. But more significantly, we had only 8 days to test the car in Spain, of which 2 days were completely rained off. It was pouring like the Bombay monsoons. So with 6 days of testing effectively and a car that had been designed and built in a hurry, the focus was on reliability. And I'm absolutely delighted that we've achieved reliability.
Now we really we stand for India, I think, with this design of the car, with the colors, which is nice. But there's a clear vision in the team, a clear goal. So Mr. Mallya is taking it very, very serious, which is great. He appears to all the testing, to all the racing. He's really keen on. Real good team owner, team boss. You can ask him whatever you want. He's there.
One of the major changes of the 2009 Formula One season was that Force India announced that team owner Dr. Vijay Mallya assumed the role of team principal for 2009.
2009 is certainly going to be a defining year for Force India in terms of scoring some points, and we are correctly on the right trajectory.
The transition from the 2008 to the 2009 car saw a brand new partnership, one that was to turn things around.
We went into a technical collaboration with McLaren Applied Technologies, opted for the Mercedes engine, the McLaren gearbox, and of course we persuaded McLaren to second Simon Roberts to us as the Chief Operating Officer.
With Mercedes engine and gearbox, we should be quite comfortable. very reliable right now, the car. We had no problems at all in the testing, and this would be one of my main points for the first race, actually, to be reliable and finish the race without any problems.
The first stop this season was the Melbourne Grand Prix.
This is our target, to surprise most of the people around Formula One, to score points, and why not, to get on the podium.
The first race, and Force India, no longer the babies. Albert Park was the first real-life test for all the 2009 cars. Not to mention all the new rules.
The FIA is now very, very determined to change several aspects of Formula One and make it more exciting for the spectators and fans, and ensure that it's sustainable and viable. So there has been a huge initiative on cost cutting.
Kurz in particular was making headlines. Also with the change in tires came more responsibility for those behind the wheel.
I think the Mercedes engine is maybe the best engine now in Formula One, and reliable, so I'm really looking forward.
With Mercedes engine and gearbox, we should be quite comfortable. It's very reliable right now, the car. We had no problems at all in the testing, and this would be one of my main points for the first race, actually, to be reliable and finish the race without any problems.
The first race for Force India in 2009, and the result, a strong 9th and 11th.
We put up a very respectable show today, not only by finishing the race, but by achieving a top 10 finish.
At least it's over half a second, so it could be a good help to get in top 10 at the end of the race. It's a very good step. The team did a fantastic job. I'm really proud about that.
Meanwhile, the newest kids on the block stunned the world with a historical 1-2 finish, and with it, revealed the secret that could make it happen: the double diffuser.
Basically what it does is it allows you to suck an awful lot harder on the diffuser to keep the car very, very close to the ground and give it extra aerodynamic grip. And the way you do that is you move the inlet to the diffuser further forward and onto the floor of the car. And if you can do that, you can then expand the air behind the car a lot harder, and that generates massive suction on the floor and grips the car onto the track. It's an ongoing process. They are such, the way the regulations can now be read for the diffuser design, there's an enormous amount which can be done for them, and pretty much every session we've gone into the wind tunnel to work on the diffuser, we've found more downforce from it. There's a huge amount of potential.
And it wasn't long before the rest of the teams followed suit, including Force India, that by then had become a strong midfield contender. Adrian Sutil took command in Shanghai, and despite the 26-year-old crashing with laps to go, the message was clear. The only Indian contingent on the Formula One track was a consistent and sizable threat to contend with. Silverstone, particularly significant this year. Controversy going into the weekend had Dr. Vijay Mallya take a firm stand by agreeing with the financial limits and new rules proposed by those governing the sport. Home to the Force India factory, Silverstone is a village in England that has been the nucleus of motor racing in the country since the inception of the sport. And it was here that the new aerodynamic package for the Force India car was introduced.
For Silverstone, we've got a big package, which is front wing, diffuser, bodywork, brake ducts, barge boards, which are devices on the front of the car. It's the biggest update we've done so far this year.
Fisichella finished a credible 10th, the new car, clearly on track for bigger things. Force India nearly made headlines in the German Grand Prix when Sutil, beating both Ferraris, finished 7th in qualifying on his home turf. Knocking on the points, the real culmination, the real reward for all the hard work by those behind the scenes, came in Belgium. The first ever pole position for Force India for starters. And then, the grand finale, the Belgian Grand Prix, the challenging track at the Spa-Francorchamps. big moment where the underdog became the hero. Giancarlo with a smashing podium finish, and with it, the elusive points. And the celebration. Force India, silencing its critics in style, both in print and electronic media. Next was Monza, minus Fisichella, who was lapped up by Ferrari. But Force India was not worried. Vitantonio Luisi made a seamless transition from the test driver to the one behind the wheel. What started in Belgium continued in Monza, this time with Adrian Sutil in charge. The talented speedster finishing fourth, reiterating that the Dr. Vijay Mallya-owned Force India is indeed here to stay. And with Dr. Vijay Mallya at the helm of activities, you can be assured of having a good time. On the track, the pit babes of the Force India Speed Divas added the oomph quotient to make Formula One the sexy sport that it is.
It's been a wonderful experience to see how Dr. Mallya has brought India also to an international sport like Formula One, and to see the warm reception that that India has gotten and we have gotten.
The F1 experience continues outside the racetrack with the team owner, Dr. Vijay Mallya, playing the ever-gracious host. Many celebrities wanted to be a part of this racy action.
And I'm so glad that I actually made the time to go and finally watch the last race of the season. I think I'm kind of getting addicted to it.
It's something very different and something which connects with the youth of our nation will instantly connect.
I'm fond of Formula One because obviously my good friend Vijay Mallya has the Kingfisher team, and he's been doing so well in some of the seasons.
The fast cars, the danger, the excitement, it's fantastic, and I'm so excited that India is finally a part of that.
Now ever since Force India has come into force, I've started following it again.
I love Formula One.
In India, Force India upped the ante with some more exciting action. Force India tied up with MTV to create a reality show in the hunt of 4 gorgeous women to travel with the Force India team. MTV Force India, the fast and the gorgeous show, had 20 hot women who competed in a race for the ultimate reward, to be the face of Force India in the 2009 season.
These are our 4 speed divas. These are our 2 amazing drivers, and here's the team. Come on, give us a round of applause.
Another dream opportunity was given to Force India fans to fly to Singapore and Abu Dhabi and not only watch the races live, but also meet the Force India race drivers, along with a tour of the garage. A fairy tale experience for those racing fanatics.
Arriving at the tracks was very exciting because we were in a VIP shuttle and we were seated at the main grandstand, which has got to be like the best view on the entire track. Very exciting, very thrilling that we got the best seats in the house.
2009 also saw Force India gaining rapid ground in the hearts of those that count the most, its fans, through various activities to give them a chance of a hands-on experience. Or by recreating a Formula One race environment. Force India Speed Nights were held at exclusive locations where fans got to watch the races live, win exciting Force India hampers, as well as party the night away.
Compliments to Dr. Malia. I think it's going to be one of the biggest sports.
And that's not all. The glam quotient further upped with fashion shows and after parties on race days, making loyalists out of existing fans and creating hordes more. Force India Speed Night VIP access, an exclusive paradise of adrenaline and glam, where fans and celebrities alike met to watch the heart-racing action live. To add to this already heady mix, renowned fashion designers held fashion shows on the same night to add to the glam factor, leaving no stone unturned in reaching out to fans across every section of society, even for corporates who dream of racing but seldom have a chance to do so. Force India whipped up the hugely successful Corporate Go-Karting Challenge. The sport also saw a drastic change in India, with Dr. Malia at the forefront of the action, making the most of his passion for the sport. Despite being one of the teams with the smallest budgets, Force India has taken on the Goliaths of the sport. Within 2 years of racing, Force India are now strong midfield contenders and touted as the surprise team of 2009.
With our growing success step by step, I'm sure the fan base will build up as well.
The fan base for Force India increased tenfold since its inception, with an amazing online fan base of over 200,000.
Big fan, big fan, big.
I support Force India because it's our home team since I'm from Bangalore, and we definitely will support the local team from here, India.
Firmly ensconced in the hearts of millions of Indians, Force India has given those very supporters plenty to cheer about.
Force India! Force India! Force India!
But the show is far from over. 2009 is gone, leaving in its wake glorious moments and a fabulous journey. The podium finish being the manifestation of all the diligent planning and non-stop work on the car by the team. A proud jewel in the team's crown, it is a source of inspiration for 2010, the year that promises more successes and new heights as Team Force India gears up for its third season.
I would only want to race for Force India.
Force India.
Force India.
Force India. Force India.
Force India.
Force India. Force India. Force India.
Force India. It's a real force.
Join the force.